Right, welcome. It's a very, very good evening. I was on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Man, then you may and seminal endorsement. A lot of things are there for us to unpack. See, in fact, my poor fish about I slept. I've been sleeping since that time. I think as at this time about 8 something by the time shooting this video. So I slept. I'm sorry, me some results that I didn't understand. In fact, Sunderland were Sheffield United were leading Sunderland. By the time the game has been turned around. Arsenal and Manchester, Barcelona, Mano, it was unfathomable. I'm sorry, I'm no results. Sometimes football can be like that. I didn't expect these results, in fact, I really thought so. And then the results are going a different way, but it is not. I am Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. I am one of the best in terms of tactical analysis. I'm not subscribing to the channel now. I think that you've kept too long. You should subscribe to the channel, turn your notification. Notification turn and choose it all. Send me anytime you have content ever drop it. We have one of the first people who be to me. I enjoy analysis, no ask on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Comments my words and comfort. I say I'm the first here because I'm the first that enjoys the best of ours on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn your notification. That will be the come up any amount I want to see. Then we can go on and have some very good analysis. And then some people are cost, especially from the point of view of FC Real Madrid. Chalet. Not an emotional day for Florentino Perez. And a lot of the people in the Madrid boxing, even including a branch friend Luis Figo. Luis Figo was in there. Luis Figo had a huge issue with Barcelona, so back in 2000, they moved from Barca to Madrid. Of course, he sees himself as more of a Madridista than a Catalan, and also somebody who's a cooler. Luis Figo was in there, killing off a mobile, Toni Kroos mobile. Madrid won the game by 2-0 on the day. But a lot of congratulations to Carlo Ancelotti and our branch friend Luka Modric. Luka confirmed, said he is still going to be in Madrid for the Club World Cup, and then the last competition as a Madridista, and he will try and make sure that at the very least, Luka Modric, can win something for Tima, your friend FC Real Madrid. I think that if you look at Madrid and the kind of job they have been doing, the kind of how well they have been playing, the game in itself and what it comes with that, Luka Modric obviously is one of the greatest midfielders of all time, and winning the Champions League for 6 times for a player of his caliber, you give a lot of credit to Luka Modric for the consistency and the longevity at the top level. I mean, the last time I was talking about the story of Luka Modric and where he grew up from. Unless you don't know who Luka Modric is, Luka Modric grew up in a small town, or a refugee boy in Croatia, grown up and then to being a Ballon d'Or and then finally leaving the big stage of world football with a lot of applause. You will give Luka Modric a lot of credit for the job that he was able to do. It was a day where Madrid won the airport also said that the game where they had to win. They had to win Sargil. In fact, a lot of gifts were given to our friend Luka Modric from everybody that was in there. Our match, and they gave him a lot to go away with. A replica of the Santiago Bernabeu. A lot of things said Luka Modric in front to crime. Now uncle a new club, but for him to remember, say he is a Madridista for life, and Madridista will constantly be him. Not the national team coach Zlatko Dalic. Knowing Luka, he is only interested in one thing: high-level games at high-level club. He does not want to have privileges or play somewhere just for money. He will go where he will fight for some things, for some trophies. That is what Luka Modric echoed. And Madrid are going to do. In fact, almost everybody there was Matthew Kovacic, echoed Bernabeu also to go and celebrate him. He flew from England to go and celebrate our brand here, friend Luka Modric. Of course, Matthew Kovacic and Man City against Fulham. He flew there. Don Luka Modric, 6 Champions League wins as a player, just to go and celebrate to him. It was a very, very good one for him. Of course, Lucas Vazquez is going to be his last time out. 400 games for team and friend at Real Madrid. And then the family came in, they celebrated the time, and then they departed. Of course, Carlo Ancelotti saying also a lot of wins for our brand friend Luka. Carlo Ancelotti, of course, 5 Champions League wins for Lucas Vazquez. for Fiifi-Manfred FC Real Madrid. It was such a good time. Federico Valverde, Fede was in the stands and Ansu over there. But the big night, it was really crowned and controlled by a bunch of friend Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe finally have won everything that he has to win as a player in terms of personal accolades. In first season, Madrid, Barca friend Kylian Mbappe has won the Pichichi. You give him a lot of credit for the growth and success that he has been able to have. Almost everywhere Mbappe has played, he has won the Pichichi over there, from Monaco, from Paris Saint-Germain, and then this time also to Real Madrid. Unlike Sochna, Abranche friend Robert Lewandowski, everything has 7 goals in some match. There is no way Abranche friend Robert Lewandowski beating the highest goal scorer or the Spanish league ahead of Abranche friend Kylian Mbappe. And now I'll say second goal was a very good link up between Kylian Mbappe and Vini Jr. It was a solid one over there. Everybody was in attendance. Luka Modric, Jude Bellingham, everybody that was in there. Madrid ended the season with a 2-0 win, and then the departure of a branch friend Carlo Ancelotti and a branch friend Luka Modric. Something that was very, very exciting over there for Fiifi-Manfred FC. Fiifi-Manfred FC Real Madrid. It was a huge one over there for Madrid to be able to get a very, very good farewell for Luka Modric and Abrantia Yefredo. Luka Papa Yefredo Carlo Ancelotti our league in It has been a very, very good one for them, and congratulations to a legend in Abrantia Yefredo Luka Modric. Of course, in other stories, Barcelona are preparing for the last game of the season, and then Stuttgart 4 boy. I can't watch in the last time said Madrid for an action. Angelo Stella 2 assists in 28 minutes for the DFB Pokal final. Top baller on Fiifi-Manfred for Angelo Stella. Very, very good player on the ball as a creative harbor on Fiifi-Manfred. Abrantia friend Angelo Stella has been super, and the entire union from Madrid come on and said maybe he's going to be the replacement for Abrantia friend Luka Modric and Toni Kroos now with Fiifi-Manfred. Chelsea have recorded 216 shots on target in this season's Premier League, the most by any club since having 223 in 2019-2020. Only Liverpool have had more shots in the 04 and 24-25 season. Of course, anything that we see Enzo Maresca in the last few hours, he has been saying, Chelsea performance this season, Chelsea already deserves to be in the top 5. But defensively and offensively, Chelsea have done enough. And it's in the data of how much Chelsea have created. But tomorrow, like I said, the game is going to be more mental than anything. The game is going to be fought on 3 fronts. Mental aspect of the game, physical aspect of the game, and a tactical aspect. I think that the least important on the night becomes the tactical aspect of the game. And they're hugely mental in terms of how you manage the atmosphere, the city ground, the physicality of the Nottingham Forest side, in terms of who wants to win duels, who wants to win on the second balls and be aggressive and transition, and then finally how the game in itself pans out tactically, structure out our players to be able to thrive in there. And it's very, very important for Enzo Maresca in the match. And then Enzo Maresca said, Charlie, a little bit frustrating because at this point in time we would have loved to wrap up Champions League in Comono, although it's a little bit difficult for him. But you've seen some more. Marco Correa, the highest scoring Premier League defender across all competitions this season. Up till now, all his goals have been scored at Stamford Bridge. Away from home, and Abranche friend Marco Correa, and Onya a lot of goals. By Chelsea, we hope say Abranche friend Marco Correa can get some goals in there. Nottingham Forest have lost 5 of their last 7 final day league games played at home, including both of their last 2. Nottingham Forest for away from home. Final game on Mahana, and you're good enough. I don't think Enzo Maresca should be okay just to say, we'll manage it like that, we'll see how it goes. It's a game where Chelsea has to win. They must win for Chelsea. Anything away aside a win, it may be disastrous for Chelsea. Any just disappointing. It may be disastrous. Chelsea has to win a game tomorrow. Maresca said after the game, Maresca said I could post a picture of him saying he's ready for the game. Enzo Fernandez saying and it's very, very important. Say Chelsea for the Jumano. Nyame had much chance in the Bia, Bibia, come on, and they are more. in terms of how well they want to go on with things and qualify for the Champions League. And now we all bet he's for coach a friend Manuel Pellegrini. Eddie Enzo Maresca won't come on. Manuel Pellegrini by and he spoke a lot about Chelsea, how things are going. And Pellegrini, he's a manager who is going to have a great career. In fact, he's already having one. He has done important things, getting promoted by Leicester and at Chelsea. He shows his ability. He always has the intention of studying, of learning. He's a manager with a great future and with a presence in which he's demonstrating his ability. I think that he's going to be have a very, very good one over there. Kenan Dewsbury Hall was interviewed by Chelsea Forum about a game against Nottingham Forest. Now, Dewsbury Hall said we have had 10-month season, but it's almost like one game shootout right now between 5 teams. We know what we need to do, and we want to be celebrating at the end. That is exactly what Abrantia Yefreno Kenan Dewsbury Hall Ekan said, opposite Chelsea for somewhere. I see we have got a very important game at the weekend. That's our focus right now. We know it's almost like a one-game shootout for the Champions League. It's going to be tough, obviously. It's always a good atmosphere at the City Ground, and Forest fans will create a lot of noise. But if we get it right, then we'll get a really good chance over there. But never, I didn't know to Chelsea match. I'm not much now. How many Nottingham Forest Bebono? Any Chelsea can win. But never say you have to look at the center of Chelsea's defense and look at who's coming in. And the big question is that the height of Chris Wood, somebody who will be able to win aerial duels against him, and as somebody who will be able to deal with the pace of Abrante and Antonio Elanga. Which are you going for? Because if it's just the aerial duels there, and what Enzo Maresca did against Manchester United, he made sure that he went in with Abrante friend Tosin Adrabio to deal with the aerial duels now. Abrante friend Rasmus Højlund, Eddie Ebba as a threat to Chelsea Football Club, which is important. But away from that, we understand that the physicality and the aggression of Abrante, your friend Trevor Chalobah, are very, very important, especially in matches like this where you need somebody to come in and then come and help you demonstrate and play well and then play on the front foot. It's very important, and that is where Chelsea Forum a little bit coy in terms of who will come in. The catcher earlier in the day said Chelsea Forum Asia Brandt friend Liam Delap, Nien Torres, they discuss how they want to move on in terms of plan for Tima, your friend plan for Brandt friend Liam Delap. They have said several times that they want Liam Delap or Chelsea. And they are very, very much in pole position. Say, on beating the boys, on beating their branch here friend Liam Delap, and now about Chelsea, now come on. It's not going to be easy. It's definitely not going to be easy. If Chelsea will be able to get a branch here friend Liam Delap to come in. What we are hearing is a Napoli for a proposal and offer to a branch here friend Kevin De Bruyne. Napoli's proposal to Kevin De Bruyne will be valid for 3 years, 6 million net salary per year for 2 seasons, 5 million net salary for the 3rd season plus signing on fee. KDB expected to announce the decision soon, as he still has Chicago Fire proposal on the table. I mean, seeing KDB their talents, they are very, very interesting, especially for a club like Napoli. Next season, on Champions League, he's probably going to play under the Don Antonio Conte. I'm going to be very excited to see how KDB will fare under Papa and friend Antonio Conte. In terms of KDB coming, Jack Grealish, not in Man City squad for the final game of the season, feeling that Manchester City is that his exit in the summer transfer window is almost guaranteed, and is looking for solutions. And Luis said Jack Grealish will be free on Bruno and Saudi. It's important for Bruno to see that we are changing a lot of things in our club, the behavior, everyday organization, pace of training, and then he will want to stay at this club. He loves this club. That is exactly what Abratia, your friend is Ruben Amorim echoes. A Napoli proposal for Jonathan David as free agent remains the most important one on the table among the Italian clubs as interested. Terms discussed at advanced stages, but details of a release clause yet to be clarified. New round of talks on next season. Napoli for no try say after so much Scudetto, normally Kevin De Bruyne Beba, only Jonathan David Beba, normally a lot of the players never they'll be able to do things right. Senebia Bibia, come on. Eddie team, my friend SSC, Napoli next season. Abrantia, your friend of Eric Ten Hag, looked like the next step for him. Buying 0 for Leverkusen. Abrantia, your friend Erik Ten Hag moving on to go and play or buying off for Leverkusen. I mean, a very, very good proposal for Abrantia and Erik Ten Hag to move on. Victor Lindelof and Man United have decided to part ways at the end of the season. Decision made following meeting this week as Lindelof has proposals from Italy and Spain for a new chapter. Alejandro Garnacho is expected to leave Man United in case a good proposal arrives. What I'll say is that Chelsea should stay away from anything Alejandro Garnacho. I mean, where Chelsea want to go, Alejandro Garnacho is not there. I'm sorry. You don't think Alejandro Garnacho. Of course, Barcelona have finally concluded on a deal for Abrantia Efreno and Fati. It's done. And Fati, I mean, next season, for SC Monaco or French AS Monaco, or French League. AS Monaco are closing in to get a deal done for Abrantia Efreno and Fati from FC Barcelona. Understand that negotiations are underway on loan move with a buy option. Immediately, the news came, say Abrantia Efreno, Lamine Yamal, and number 10 jersey next season. We all knew Abrantia Efreno and Fati would have to move on and go and look for other places to go and do to continue his job. And as Hansi Flick in their pre-match press conference, the lead up to a China game against Athletic Club de Bilbao, Hansi Flick, like I said, he has always been calm about Lamine Yamal, and he's very confident. Said Lamine Yamal by extending the contract, our team, my friend FC Barcelona, and he Abrantia Efreno and Flick are not worried about it at all, because Ojili said he has the best player in Abrantia Efreno, Lamine Yamal, and the importance of Lamine Yamal as a player, how well Lamine Yamal is coming in, his playing, the ability of Lamine Yamal, how solid Lamine Yamal is as a player, very important to him. Oman assurance said Lamine extending the contract with team my friend FC Barcelona. See, I'm calm and confident on Lamine Yamal to sign a new deal. He just loves to play for Barca, and I want him to stay. On beside about Ronald Araujo, and I'll say I'm counting on Ronald for next season again, because Barca would have wanted Jonathan Tah to come in and then come and play for them, but Jonathan he's going to move away and then go and play our FC Bayern Munich. That one is already done. Here we go now for our brand friend Jonathan Tah. So Barca would need Ronald Araujo to stay, Christensen to stay, and to understand even better how Hansi Flick wants to play his football. And in doing that, they need to make sure everything is okay. And Hansi Flick was I'm counting on Ronald next season. He has a contract, so why not? I'm happy with him. He had a difficult season because of injuries and a good form of Kubasi and Inigo, but fully I trust Ronald Araujo to be able to stay here and deliver some quality stuff for us. And that's exactly what Ronald Araujo is pushing. Also betting that team, a friend of Barca, and then deliver. One more beside about it. I'm to say Barca for some center forwards and center backs and center forwards and left wingers and sign man. And Ochechi will say, yeah, they want to add some quality to our team, some more quality, and they'll need players that are team and creative from wide areas, but can also be versatile and play as center forward. And also Luis Diaz and Marcus Rashford are both fantastic players. I like them, and we'll see what happens. I won't speak about players who are in other clubs. That is Abrantia Efreno, Hansi Flick. I'm talking about the fact that Abrantia Efreno, Marcus Rashford open, Luis Diaz open. And he spoke about Abrantia Efreno and Fati going away from team Efreno Barcelona. So it's not on me deciding on Ansu Fati's future. It's him. It's up to Ansu. As revealed today, Ansu has already said yes to his Monaco proposal, and Barca Monaco are in advanced talks. Ansu Fati wants to move on. He thinks that he's going to be loved even some more. Very, very important is that Abrantia Efreno and Ansu Fati come. Ono as a player, and of course have some exciting times. I'm very certain that Ansu Fati come Monaco. He's most likely going to succeed. Paris Saint-Germain, we need the Coupe de France trophy, League One, somewhere we need Champions League, can Paris Saint-Germain go on and make it a treble in the games that they've been able to play on a big one. But 3-0 beating on Reims. What it means is that Chelsea for feeder club, your friend of Strasbourg, not qualify the Conference League for Nyami next season. So Abrantia friend Liam Rosselló and Abrantia will be able to go on and go and play in the Conference League Nyami next season. I think that is good, given where they are coming from and the fact that one shiny year the Champions League can eat you alive. I think that playing in the Conference League is a very, very good one for Chelsea, for Strasbourg, to be able to understand how things are going to go over them for themselves. And we'll see how things are going to go, and that's where my brand team, my friend FC Strasbourg, ever call on. How are you feeling about tomorrow, Chelsea versus Strasbourg? Any easy game? How do you feel? Very, very, very important over there to see how Chelsea are able to navigate that game against my friend Strasbourg. To see how things will go. Of course, Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. We'll be back with the analysis. So, bye bye.